the penultimate stage of the Tour Down Under, Stage 5. Hello, my name is Unley, and thanks for tuning in. Today is the Tour Down Under. We look at Stage 5, the final stage of the Tour Down Under. Today's stage is short but hilly. It's only 112 kilometers, which is about 70 miles. And it was an interesting start to the race. There was an extremely super long neutral zone, almost 10 miles, must have been 10 miles at least. Then they sort of climbed from a side road, a really nice bike path, which took them onto the loop of Mount Lofty. What we call the loop Mount Lofty. Once on the loop of Mount Lofty, the peloton will begin one of 4 laps. Each lap is about 27 kilometers, 16 miles, for a total of 9,944 feet of climbing. That's about 2,500 feet of climbing per lap. GC leader Jay Vine rode a very safe and smart race with his team UAE, giving support and protection for the whole race. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2 kilometers to go. Time for the big boys to play. But just as the big boys started to attack Simon Yates, goes on attack, there was a bit of a crash, small bit of a crash. Those guys that were in that group sort of put them out. That put paid to their day. So Simon Yates attacks with 1.5 kilometers to go, and sticking to his wheel is Jay Vine and Ben O'Connor. The 3 riders go clear, creating a 20-second gap. O'Connor looks to be working the hardest to stay part of this trio, but just a note to my fellow racers with race aspirations, as you're going to see so Simon Yates goes off, he makes his attack, he's going out. Ben O'Connor is on his wheel. And as you will see shortly in the picture will be Jay Vine. He's the leader of the race. There's no way he's letting this up. So what do I like and what I don't like about the situation, especially for Jay Vine? Yates has the biggest advantage because he's on the front and he's controlling everything. I'm watching Ben O'Connor. Ben O'Connor is the one going through the most emotions. He's showing his cards. He's showing how much he's struggling. Now, when you get a rider like this in between Yates and Jay Vine is obviously, he is stronger than, especially on paper, because in time trial he's a national time trial champion. So he's definitely the stronger of the 2 riders between him and Ben O'Connor. So if something happens to Ben O'Connor or Yates decides to go on the attack, Jay Vine has to put in that much more energy to get around Ben O'Connor. See, Ben O'Connor's looking back to see if he's still there because he knows he's using everything to stay on his wheel. And he knows that if he lets up, he's going to possibly mess up the race for Jay Vine. So in this situation, if you're Jay Vine, you want to be on the wheel of Yates. And I think this would have helped Jay Vine in the final sprint as well. Because basically, he basically has to burn a match just to get around O'Connor and to get in front. So that's energy he could save because he's tucked in, because the first man behind the wheel is the one who's receiving the most draft and most benefit. The man in the back, he tends to be working the hardest. So right here, Yates is like, okay, we got the gap. And Yates is going to give it one more dig. He's going to cruise down the hill. It's like he's catching his off right now. Ben O'Connor's not coming around. Neither is Jay Vine. So as they cruise down the hill, this is where the group is actually making time to close it back. And Yates sees this, but he's going to give it one more dig to see if he can get rid of O'Connor. So certainly he wants to put O'Connor in trouble. If he puts O'Connor in trouble, that means Jay Vine, like what I'm saying, has got to work harder to come around. So just if Yates would have gapped O'Connor right here, Jay Vine would have had so much more work to do. And luckily, O'Connor was able to stick to it. O'Connor had nothing left after this because he attempts a fake move. Like, so he's like, he's sort of like, that's an attack. He didn't attack. He just rode to the front. He just used all his energy to ride to the front. He had nothing left. So it just says to me, if Yates would have been strong enough to gap O'Connor, Jay Vine would have, he wouldn't have been in trouble, but he would have just had to work that much harder. So right now, O'Connor's just trying to save face and just, go through promotion right now. O'Connor has nothing left. And he was on the wheel of Yatesy. So if he was on the wheel of Yatesy and he can't do anything, that says a lot. So just about 200 meters to go. Jay Vine goes for it. Yates is on his wheel. Yates sits back down. He's totally relaxed. He's not going to make the mistake that made 2 days ago, or was it yesterday, and he wins the stage. Amazing race. A super talented young man. Jay Vine from Australia wins his home race. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Paula Bilbao comes in 4th place to secure 3rd on the podium in GC. So that's been Mr. Louis here with your latest video. Thanks for tuning in. Every Your Legs Media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up, so keep it locked.